As the lead investigator, what happens if you're flat out wrong?
I'll be the first one to apologize, but I know we're not wrong.
Okay, what is this number and what does it mean?
This number is put on in sequential order from the Department of Health at the end of the month, and it's stamped by batch. In other words, pile 1, pile 2.
And then it's orchestrated by the time.
Time and date, yes, and they're put in chronological order.
Okay.
And then they are date stamped, or excuse me, they are stamped and counter.
Now the problem here is this is 10641.
Right.
It's out of order. How?
Well, he was actually born before two twins were born who have a lower number than him. His number should have been lower.
I want to take you to some other numbers here. These are pencil numbers.
Yes.
This is it looks like a 2, a 9, a 9, a 1.
Right.
What does the 9 mean?
The 9 and the 9 and the 1 caught our attention because on the twins' birth certificate, they're 1, 1, and 1. We've found out and discovered through our investigation that number 9s indicate information was not stated. If information isn't stated, this field needs to be blank.
Okay.
So does this field needs to be blank. This, however, is not a 9 for the federal code. It's actually for their state code. Number 9, not stated.
So 2 other factors that you found that I thought were fairly interesting from this procedure and policy that happened at that time in Hawaii. You could be born not in a particular hospital, but let's say in a house down the street, and come in to the Department of Health and say, this child was born at this time, and they fill out the birth certificate for you. Is that true?
Correct.
Okay, so there were no fact checks at that time.
No, and as a matter of fact, by their own state statute, a birth certificate issued by them is only prima facie evidence, which means at first blush. But the definition of prima facie evidence is requires more investigation to check its validity.
What are you saying?
We're saying that this document that was produced by somebody and the Department of Health says they didn't produce it has faked this document. You cannot by statute create a state identificational document like a birth certificate, be anybody else in the state issuing it by having legal authority to do so, and just parade it around. That's a felony.
Do you see this heading to court?
I would love to see it in court because I know this can't survive it. This is not a valid document. It's manipulated.